Chris Lewis' cricketing journey will always remain a fascinating chapter in England's sporting history. He had everything: pace, flair, power, and presence. But destiny wrote a different script. On one hot February day in 1993 in Chennai, Chris Lewis produced the innings of his life. It was his 25th birthday, and England were struggling on a dust ball against the Indian spin trio of Venkatpati Raju, Anil Kumble and Rajesh Chauhan, a nightmare for any visiting batsman. In those turning conditions, Chris Lewis played one of the finest counter-attacks by an Englishman in India, hammering 127 runs off just 140 balls in 170 minutes of courage and class. His innings laced with 15 boundaries and 2 mighty sixes, sparkled with confidence and timing. Despite his heroic innings, England still fell short, losing by an innings and 22 runs. The knock stood as a lone peak in what could have been a mountainous career. That Chennai century remained his only one in Test cricket, a bittersweet reminder of unfulfilled promise.
Since Anil Kumble returned at the pavilion end, he's bowled 3 overs and taken 2 wickets for just 6 runs. Chris Lewis is now at the crease to replace Richard Blakey.
Leg stump which he can nudge away to get off the mark. No batsman likes a 0 against his name.
That was a thickish edge. It's going to run away for 4. Prabhakar won't get to that.
Rather a casual shot from Chris Lewis. But when you're batting 70, you can afford to take it slightly easy. Uppish, but safe.
That's a great shot. That's beautifully struck. Very, very powerfully, with great timing and dead straight down the ground. Not a bad way to get off the mark.
Yes, Kumble tempting Chris Lewis on a pair. He knows he's quite nervous, just throwing it up a bit. But Chris Lewis looking to get off the mark.
He's certainly not a faint-hearted chap, but I think this is a situation which is near hopeless as one could wish to see. And here is Kumble to Lewis. And Salisbury's come in because...
Once again, the ball far too close for a lofted shot.
Regulation staff, and Prabhakar never looked like dropping in. The crowd really on song yet again. They've been like it for most of the day too, I can assure you. Oh well, that was meat and drink to Chris Lewis. Short outside the off stump, and it got the treatment.
Anil Kumble is trying to get the ball to hurry off the wicket. The top spinner, which can trap the batsman leg before, but if he doesn't get it right on target, it becomes a gift for the batsman.
It's Cavaldev, meantime, back to bowl to Lewis. Oh, that was almost a catch, falling just short there of Amre.
Well, Kapil has been getting that ball to come in and bounce a little bit. He's been pitching it just short of a length. He had Robin Smith in some degree of trouble earlier on, and this one held up, but didn't quite come onto the bat, and fell just short of Praveen Amre.
Marvellous attempt, wasn't it, by the fielder? Oh, and that is a super piece of fielding there. That is Rahman, the substitute, and it looked as if that was 4 runs. Lewis hit it like a rocket.
Rahman has taken 2 brilliant catches at Silly Point. And he's shown that he's equally good in the outfield. That was a very firmly hit shot. Rahman diving to his left, his right side. He throws with the left hand.
Lewis more circumspect there, the length was more demanding.
This is what a win does to you, or a possibility of a win, because then the side gets extra energy when things are going well for you. When things are going badly, the heads tend to droop, the spirits are low. But when things are going well, there's an extra effort, an extra energy.
Kapil Dev to Lewis. And that's going away for 4. He glanced it well, timing it nicely. So Lewis is now 16, the third England batsman to reach double figures in this rather sad, motley looking second innings. At least the scorecard gives it a motley appearance. Another good stroke. It's a chase for Sidhu. I think that's going to get to the boundary. It is. It's very quick, this outfield. So 2 good strokes there by Lewis. 118 for 6, and Lewis has now got 20 and 2 sensible shots. It hasn't been higher than that all day, sort of 51 and a half. Four more.
Yes, good shot this. Raju being driven by Chris Lewis, that very forceful front foot drive, and he thinks he's going to drive him again. He just drops it a little bit short, allows Chris Lewis to just move away and play a very good back foot shot.
It's in the air, it's through the gap, it's 4 runs. 134 for 6. And now Kapil Dev has been removed from the attack, which is not surprising. And Rajesh Chauhan, the off-spinner, is coming on at the combat end. These two have batted for, what, 20 minutes now since tea. England obviously are going to do everything they can to make sure this game carries on into the 5th day.
Well, certainly as are the Indian captains helping them. I think Chauhan's coming on about 20 minutes too late. Giving Kapil Dev 20 minutes was a bit of a surprise to me with a turning pitch.
The forthright, the ever forthright Geoffrey Boycott. Oh, delicate. But Robaco quickly to his left.
Well, it's about being frank, and having played on pitches like that I can think of a lot of spinners who will be screaming at the captain for the ball. They certainly wouldn't want to see the seam bowlers bowling straight after tea.
And Lewis has said most emphatically to Chauhan, take that. That was a lovely stroke. And it's 6 runs. Well, that was as good a drive as any we've seen all match.
Absolutely. Good use of the feet, chassé down, super strong hit. He's a powerful lad.
On he goes, merrily on his way, 46. This is another great shot from Lewis, who's played several good drives and cuts this afternoon. Right off the meat of the bat. Spins away from the man out at deep point and safely over the boundary fence. Swept away. Lewis is coming back. He's there, and that's his 50. Well, he's played very well, Chris Lewis, for this 50. There have been some marvellous shots in there. 58 balls he's taken. 7 fours and a 6 included in what now is a score of exactly 50.
That time he has made no mistake whatever. 4 runs. 2 bad long hops. And the 200.
Perhaps Kumble is getting a little tired now. This is a rank long hop.
This is Raju again. And that's beautifully struck. Chris Lewis not bothering to run. That was 4 from the moment it left the bat.
Well, it's certainly been an innings worth watching. Strokes everywhere and powerful shots as well.
Come on, guys.
Beautifully pulled away. That's going to be 4 more. Give Chris Lewis full credit. Any loose deliveries from these Indian bowlers, and he really has punished them. That's cut away. It's going to go down towards the boundary. Prabhakar's unlikely to catch that. I lied. Just inside the boundary, in amongst the litter. Prabhakar showing for him a rare turn of speed.
Yes, that will please the Indian team. At least they can bowl at Philip Tufnell. Chris Lewis keeps on playing these shots. Now he's spread the field. There aren't as many people around to catch the bat and pad nicks if he happens to get one.
But actually anticipating this 100 now, starting to clap in rhythm. Clapping and chanting, echoing round the ground. He's actually got 5 runs to go. And that's the way to do it. What a magnificent way to reach your first Test 100. Chris Lewis, 6 straight down the ground, moves on to 101 not out.
Well, the superb shots have been played by Chris Lewis, and this was as good as any of them. He'd made up his mind, I think, that he's going to try and go to his 100 with a 6 straight over the top. Look, he's down the pitch very quickly, and I think he knew as soon as he hit that it was into the crowd.
Whatever the situation and however much England might have wanted this innings in the first innings of this Test match, it has been a marvellous display of batting by Chris Lewis. He's played some sumptuous shots.
And so England will resume their second innings in just a minute or two. 2-3-1 for 8. They need another 43 to make the Indians bat again. The Indians need just 2 wickets to take the Test match and, in effect, the Chance Cup series, because they will be 2-0 up in the 3-match series. The next Test match starts in Bombay next Friday, or this Friday rather. So there's not a lot of time in between the 2 Test matches, and England will have to pick themselves up and try and get their heads into gear if they're going to make any sort of impact in that Test match. But there's still this one to finish off, so let's go to the commentary box and join Henry Blofeld and Geoffrey Boycott.
And that's a lovely stroke. That's 4 more of the juiciest and best.
This is exactly the way Chris Lewis makes his runs. And apart from being a very powerful hitter of the ball, does time it very sweetly too, and just waits on this ball, waits till it reaches him and just caresses it away.
Gosh, that was a lovely, graceful, fluent stroke, wasn't it?
Takes as well. 252 all out means that England lost this second Test match by an innings and 22 runs, and it really was a ridiculously lopsided scorecard. Lewis 117, Smith 56, Tufnell 22, nobody else anything really, and a couple of noughts up the top and one down at the bottom from Devon Malcolm didn't help England's cause either. The Indian bowling, well, Kumble without a doubt.
Chris Lewis, a name that once stirred excitement and curiosity in English cricket. Between 1990 and 98, he represented England in 32 Test matches and 53 one-day international, showing flashes of brilliance that hinted at greatness. A genuine fast medium seamer with an athletic high arm action, Chris Lewis could swing the ball both ways. Add to that his elegant onside drives, powerful square cuts, and electrifying fielding. And you had the complete modern all-round package, at least on paper. Chris Lewis was part of the England squad that reached the final of the 1992 Cricket World Cup, a campaign where his lively pace and determination earned him respect. Yet consistency proved his biggest enemy. For every impressive spell or sparkling knock, there were stretches of underwhelming performances, which gave his critics plenty of ammunition. After a string of disappointing outings, Chris Lewis was dropped later that year. Following the Lord's Test against Australia, sadly his post-cricket years took a darkened turn as he was later convicted of drug smuggling. A tragic fall from grace from a man once seen as England's next big all-rounder. Chris Lewis' story remains one of the cricket greats' what if, a tale of raw talent, flashes of brilliance, and a reminder that potential alone does not guarantee greatness. Even today, fans who witnessed his fiery spells and graceful stroke play remember the spark he brought to the field. His story reminds us that cricket is not only about records or milestones, it's also about moments of brilliance that linger long after the final ball has been bowled. If you like this video, please comment, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.